Oh, hey guys. I'm worn out. Really didn't do much this week. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that sounds like a lot, right? But I mean, my final day, all I did was like 63 miles. That's all I did, right? Before we get into that though, let's just get the cat out of the bag. I bought a trailer. So it's a 2-year-old reefer, right? I didn't exactly get the best deal that I could have got, but it's a 22 utility, 21 utility. Pretty sure it's 22. Could easily get outside and just look at the plate, but whatever. It's a 22 utility. Kind of needed a trailer, right? I've been working on getting expenses down, and that was part of it. Not to mention, I've been paying extra on the truck pretty much, and I got truck we paid off almost 50%, about a month away. But this truck should be paid off next May, right? That's the timeline, right? So it went from a 3-year loan to a 2-year loan. Yeah. Which probably means next summer I will probably be taking some extended downtime off, right? Maybe 3 months, maybe all summer, I don't know. What's the point of running as hard as I've been doing if I can't enjoy it when everything's said and done, right? Who knows? There might be by the time this truck's paid off, I'll be looking at 700,000 miles on the truck. Bought this truck with 407, give or take. It depends on how much home time I take this year, right? I'm thinking about though, because you know, guys, I like to do 3 to 4 months at a time, take about a month off. Thinking I'm gonna space it out, right? Because girlfriend be in the truck this summer for about 2 to 3 months ish. Although I will be going home in June for a couple weeks. Gotta take care of some things on the truck, clean the emission system, overhead. That stuff needs to be taken care of. Like that can't wait. This truck has a lot of oil seepage though underneath. It's pretty much the Volvo oil line. The Volvo line's just giving out, right? They're old. No, as long as there's no oil on the ground, and with it warming up, this is what it did last year, right? With it warming up, I'm pretty much not going to be losing oil. So, so as long as there's no oil on the ground, I'm just gonna wait. Just put it off till probably. Because I'm trying to line it up to where she's in the truck this summer. I run into mid-November, then I take 2 months off, and then get everything done there. Because it's gonna need some extended downtime for that shit. Because they're gonna want to like take the lines out, clean them, clean the area and everything. Because it's drenched in oil down there. It's not, like I said, no oil's hitting the ground, and with it warming up, I'm not gonna lose oil, because this is what it did last time, right? It's those fittings that are giving out in the hoses. They kind of they lose their malleability, pliability, so they just harden up, and they're just old. I mean, this truck, right? I forget the mileage, right? Can't look on my phone anymore, but the truck's off. But I'm gonna remember off the top of my head right now. I'm like 553 right now, so I run pretty hard, but. Downside about this LTL stuff, which I kind of wish I started doing like 6 months ago. I've been doing it 3 months, 3 months straight now. It is pretty much on average. I'm putting about 13 to 14,000 miles in that range every month on this truck. So it means the truck's working, and they are generally heavy. This is one of the lighter loads I've had, and the current one, it's not this one, right? Not the week I just did, but the current one I'm on, which will be next week, is 31 like 8. That's one of the lighter loads. Not the lightest, but it's I think it's the second lightest or third lightest. So, but let's get into it, right? So, picked this load up, and Kent, right? This is my eastbound load. And this was one of the Boston runs, so this one paid 10 grand. I love it. I love the extra $1,000 I get off this. Now, our possibility of produce season coming up, the rates will go up regardless, right? don't know what to, because they want to stay competitive. Before I get too much into that though, you could find these loads on spot market. They're rare. Sometimes you'll see them. I'm not ever gonna tell you what it is, because this is, like I said, these are coast to coast LTL loads, right? That's what I do. They're not all coast to coast, but I pretty much dedicated myself to them, right? So pretty much I am making, because you can make a living off this shit. I mean, I'm averaging, at worst case scenario, if all I get is 2 runs going west and I got to cover 2 loads going east for brokers, $28,000 a month gross. On an average, I'm looking at like 30 to 32K, right? You can make a living off this shit. Now, it is, I mean, it's LTL, so you expect moving parts, but it's not a contract, right? So the only, like, this is definitely more word of mouth style shit. Like, you gotta get like you see it on spot market, or kind of have to get introduced in. But if they like you, it kind of becomes like quote unquote contract in a sense, meaning like if they like you, they will keep you busy. You don't have to be like the greatest bubbly guys. You can be an asshole as long as you do your job and you're reliable. That's all they care about. No, they don't expect you every week to be perfect or shit to go wrong. Yes, they expect truck breakdowns, or my case, the same Unify holding me up for fucking 5 hours every single time I go over there, and the domino effects, right? Or you go to fucking Denver and Aurora, there's that Unify there, it holds you for 8 hours, and it just makes 2 loads become, or two drops late. But with that said, 7 minutes into this, right? Let's get into it. First stop was in originally my first load was gonna be going to Boston, but it was supposed to be like Thor Drop, Connecticut, and then Boston. Again, like I said, LTL, things got moved around, all that shit went out the window. No Connecticut, did get Boston though. But some of these were new to me. I do get a lot of repeat business, but some of these are new to me. I went to Mapleville Farms over there in Falconer, New York, right? Pretty much on, that's an actual warehouse, so they did have a small, very small overnight parking. But I went ahead and got my APU because I did the air dryer and the high pressure switch. I was worn out. So I got brand new belt on the APU. Went ahead and had a lot of time after. Why do I feel like I'm missing one? Okay, I lied. Hold on, getting a little ahead of myself here. It's been a long week. Mapleville Farms is over there in pretty much. Oh, is it Jamestown? I think it's Jamestown. I don't know. It's Falconer, New York, right? It's not shabby. I mean, don't remember the place. I just know it's warehouse. Didn't go too far. Too bad. I mean, it was just 3 pallets. Now, the next one was interesting, okay? Because it was goddamn winery. And middle of fucking nowhere, right? Like middle of nowhere, across the border. Because like Falconer's off 86, so it's across the border in PA, Wilcox, matter of fact. Some winery out there, right? I went to what looked like a fucking house, and where pretty much every single row was saying 10-ton limit. Well, good thing about that is I'm a local delivery, so kind of get the north signs. Though I did miss the truck sign. That was, why is the truck sign the smallest of the 3? There were 3 signs. It said trucks, another one in the middle, and then office production building, and it put an arrow, which, why is a truck sign with an arrow the smallest fucking sign and against a tree? Like, I don't get it. I missed it. I started backing up, and I was like, I need to go see, because I've never been here, right? I didn't know. I look on satellite, it looked like a giant garage behind the house. Like, this is literally a fucking house. But it didn't look like, I wasn't quite sure. Pretty much, I was gonna park on the street, walk up and see if it was. Well, the guy heard my brakes get set, and he kind of poked his head out. And then all of a sudden, before I get him out of the truck, he quickly vanished, right? I don't know where the fuck he went. So I walk into the office, and she's like, oh, you missed a sign. And I was like, yeah, kind of figure I did. And she's like, oh, it's just, she showed me on Google Maps, and I was like, okay. So it was what I thought, right? But I get back out of the truck, and the forklift was already there waiting. The guy that kind of popped out went to the garage, grabbed the forklift, met me out there, which they didn't have a dock anyway, so, and he had a chain though, because they had to rip it out. Which kind of like winching out a pallet. You ever heard of winching out a car? Same difference. You just hook up to the pallet, have the forklift pull backwards. Same concept, nothing new to me. Guy was friendly, right? I think he was a little annoyed he had to come out of the street, but he didn't say anything. Which I was willing to back up. I was actually gonna go back to the truck and start backing up. That's what I was gonna do. But he beat me there. But I brought them drums, right? 3 drums, cranberry, apple, and lemon. I'm kind of curious what they were gonna make with that. But it is what it is. Now, this is where I got a little confused, right? I was mixing up the first stop and third stop. So the third stop was in Syracuse. Lineage, Americold. Was it Americold? It was definitely Lineage. There's like 3 businesses in this one warehouse. And I was going to River Valley Foods, right? But I had extra time because the winery is at 10 a.m. Wednesday, for example, and the River Valley Foods wasn't until 5:30 the next morning, because that's as soon as they can get me in, right? This load was actually, that drop was supposed to be there like previous week. It just didn't happen for some reason, so whatever. And they have no other availability, so it must be there, which whatever. That place has overnight parking, but it's very small. It's like 5 trucks in a corner, pretty much. I didn't sleep there. I slept in Waterloo at the Petro, one of my pretty much my very frequent stops, because like I said with the APU, I had it recharged, right? Had it EVAP recharged, and because like I remember, for those who've been around, my APU had a leak somewhere. It was the air dryer and switch. It was old. I mean, the air dryer had no label on it. Like, it was so old, so weatherized, the label was just faded off, right? So, found a leak. I haven't felt the AC be cold in ever. Like, actually, since I've been in the truck, I have never felt that APU be that cold. It felt amazing. I can't wait for summertime, because I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. Now, who knows? I'm still thinking about ripping it out, putting green APU in, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the winter, right? Because my bunker just never works. So what am I doing? Space heater. No joke. But that shit's rough on batteries. But River Valley Foods, easy peasy. I was in and out there like half hour. Like, between these stops, right? 2 pallets first stop. 2.5 pallets first stop. 1 pallet second stop. Pallet and a half third stop. It's like LTL shit. That's what it is. Normal shit. I have more problems going west than I do going east. Usually the ones on the eastbound load, not as many headaches. I don't do a lot of big warehouses like I do going west. But then this is also where I get interesting. Like, I don't know what the fuck was with the weird alcohol places that I was delivering to here. But then at East Brookfield, Mass, went to this place called Timber Yard Brewing Co. I brought in 3 pails pretty much. Well, not 3 pails, 9 pails. But with blueberry, blackberry, pomegranate. And they didn't even have a dock. 2 young guys, friendly as hell. Pretty much, they're closed when you show up. At least when I did, because you got to be there before they open. Go on there, do a Yui, all right? Fucking jackknife behind their building, pretty much. normal backing. It's not that hard, right? But just as I'm getting ready to leave, I see a copper come in, and I see a pickup with workers come in, and then a piece of equipment's like in here, and I guess I'm grabbing it and going around the corner onto the street, and traffic's now starting to get blocked. I was like, of course, that's just my luck, right? I mean, cool. I common sense, right? Turn signal on as I start heading towards the gate, right? Letting the cops know which way I want to go. I got traffic blocked for me because, I had to go way on the oncoming side because it's one lane road each direction. So I had to go way on the oncoming side to be able to clear the equipment. And cop was also watching. He was moved out my way too because I'd run through him as I'm turning it out. I don't know. Kind of felt like VIP treatment leaving, you know. Here I come, watch out. More like VIP treatment for the cat. Come on now, he's the star of the show, huh, kitty? Yeah, come here. Ooh, oh shit, fat fuck. Yeah, he's the star of the show. Oh, look at this fat fuck. This tiny ass head. All right. He was laying on the floor. I don't think he appreciated me picking him up. What's the matter? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm my bad. Mr. Personality is what he is. But that's all I did Thursday, which is those two, right? 5:30 and the first come first serve to the brewery. Oh, okay. Actually, I lied. I had one more. This is when I got all three of the next ones to actually have overnight parking. Except one of them, the last one of these three warehouses, too small. I wouldn't recommend it. So when I do the West Coast runs, those who've been around for plenty of years, I have to do pickups, right? And I picked up two of these places actually. Well, no, yeah, two of these places. Nova Cold Storage / Lineage over there in Taunton, Mass. Overnight parking. Also, they have street parking too, right? On the John Hancock Road. Just don't be assholes that park at the fucking intersections. Make it blind for everybody. I should have to almost nose out just to fucking see around in the truck, but what sucked about this is I wish I lost this 11,000 pounds at this stop, at my first stop, because that would have made it so much easier and so much nicer fuel mileage. Especially with the wind I was dealing with this fucking trip, which it did die down, but it didn't die down that much. I'm starting to come out of the winter fuel mileage. I'm starting to come out of, the winter MPG. I only average 6.3 all winter, right? Not great. I'm looking at putting in this summer AirDog, which is pretty much a fuel pump with a fuel water separator and fuel filter on top of it, so or underneath it. So it makes the fuel less turbulent, more consistent, which they claim, which based on what I'm seeing in the Volvo group I'm in, that's 0.3 to 1 mpg increase in fuel mileage. We're gonna find out. And on top of the overhead, I guarantee you this truck needs an overhead. We should get some increase in fuel mileage. But it's almost summer fuel. Well, warm weather fuel. It's not quite summer fuel because it's not all the way across the country yet. Close, but not quite. No, I like this one over here in Taunton, Mass. This Lineage, I like it, right? And it's in a busy area though. I don't know. I went in there though, and it was definitely a Bostonian with their R's. Yeah, that was. I enjoy hearing it. It's kind of funny. But then I had to go over to Raham to another Lineage again. I actually slept there, right? I was thinking about sleeping in Taunton, but I was sitting there. I was like, nah, I don't really want to drive 20 miles in the morning when I could just fire the truck up and just sit there and let it warm up and just get a little extra sleep or whatever, right? But my appointment was at 6 o'clock, And nothing bugs me more when I'm on fucking time and I can't check in on time because the people don't open the fucking door on time. Petty, I know, fucking dumb, not even that big of a deal. But my appointment is 6 o'clock, not 6:10. Open the goddamn door, 6 o'clock. Yeah, whatever. It wasn't really that big a deal. It didn't bug me. Because I was still waking up, so I didn't care. But I saw on the door says 7 a.m. though, so I was like, because it does happen with a few of these loads where I'm told one time, but they don't open up till like an hour later or whatever. It does happen every once in a while. But nah, that was easy in and out. Lost enough. Yeah, between this and the next one, right? 20,000 pounds between the Taunton, Mass and this Raham. Why couldn't I lose that amount of weight sooner? I lost 13 pallets there between those two stops. Sucks, but hey, at least, like I said, you can have some of the shittiest warehouses or some of the shittiest part of a load. You give me overnight parking, that makes me so much happier. But this is also the next stop is Sharon. Brought them 1 pallet, 60 cases. I was in and out, I'm talking 10 minutes. I was in line getting ready to check in, and the guy in front of me is like, hey, it's gonna be about an hour before we get to you. We got like 3 other trucks in front of you. And I was like, I fucked around to him like this. I was like, how about for me? I'm here on time. And he's like, what you got? He's like, oh, no, you're good. You'll get in right now. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, fuck, no. He put me at the door. Like I said, out 10 minutes. I was actually kind of surprised. I was getting ready to like have a snack or something. Wasn't expecting to get called back immediately. Hell, not even any lumper in that one too. Which, cool. And then I got to go play in the pier again afterwards, right? Because this is where I finished my day on the pier. Went to this John Nagel Co., which it was a very busy area. Downtown fucking Boston, down near the courthouses and like I said, if you know Boston, I was off the pier, right? Just straight off the pier, by the airport. That's where I was. That place wasn't too bad though. I mean, kind of funny. I show up, another truck on the bay, right? Or another truck on the dock. These are open docks. No. I mean, you are not putting 253s in there together. If one's in there, another one's not getting in. And if he's, like, let's say, here's 53, which is as far this is towards me, right? If he took this dock, I could have gone around and backed in this way, right? To the left of it. But then he would not be able to leave, because you got to turn left to leave. So, I just waited. Just fucking waited. Now, if you're box truck, you're in just fine, right? Well, that guy leaves, and then I back in right where he was. I unload my pallet, and as I'm getting ready to get out the door to go grab my paperwork, I look to my right, and that same dude at his left just came right back. And as I go to get my paperwork, and they're like, funny thing is, that truck that was here before you, he was waiting on what we just took off your truck, so we called him back. I was like, that explains why he's right back there waiting on me to leave. It's funny. That guy literally was waiting on was what I had, but they kicked him out to get me unloaded, not knowing that that's what he needed. Funny how shit works. Only if I showed up, I guess, like, I don't know I don't know how long he was there. But then I went to literally the ocean, right? Like, onto an actual pier, big old rectangle sitting out in the ocean, warehouses. Every time I open the door, cat's nose is fucking just moving like crazy because it's fish. I mean, it is this pier doesn't have a fish. Also a lot of one-way traffic. Like, pretty much here's how this place works, right? You turn in, depending on what business you need, you either go right or left. You can't go straight because straight's an exit only. Straight comes at you. But if you need a building on the left, you can't go right because, like I said, it's one way. Like, the traffic does this. Like, it pretty much makes a fucked up heart in a sense. But I've been to this place before. And the first time I was there, I was all fucking kind of confused. I even asked for directions, got given the wrong directions, so I found it. Well, I brought them crab and fish, right? 2 pallets, 5,000 pounds though. And I'm like, what are you guys doing with this? They're like, oh, we make pet food. I was like, that's some spoiled ass pets. Because it wasn't like a sheep shit. Dungeness crab? I think it was some of it. Don't know if I'm saying that right, because being from Wyoming, I don't really get to eat a lot of seafood much, especially saltwater based. Well, at some point, I guess Boss Man came out and saw that the cat was sitting on the seat, and I'm unloaded, signing bills in my hand, getting ready to leave, and I was like, here, tap, 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 tap. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was back there grabbing something, right? And I come back out, and I roll down the window. He's like, Asian dude, like, here for kitty. I'm like, okay. I'll show you what the cat got. You see, he knows about it too. And he's meowing. These are straight up. Polka Dog's a customer, by the way, right? Atlantic Silverside. The crunchy whole fish for dogs and cats. And when I say whole fish, it literally says slowly dehydrated in Boston, Mass. I will try to show you these as much as I can. You want treats? What do you say? What do you say? See, he knows what they are. There. Straight up. A fucking dehydrated fish. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can turn this. Yeah, see? At first I thought these were sardines, but I didn't know it was Silverside with a fucking fish, but yeah. I can't imagine how this being cheap per se. I don't know anything about the brand though. That they're dehydrated fish. And they smell interesting. You want some? What do you say? Do you say please? You're well mannered. They're definitely crunchy. But he thought, I just gave you one. He thinks he's getting more. Even though I just gave him one. He gets about one a day. I think I might ask if I can buy a bag every time I go there. I've been there twice now. If you go to Boston, there's a good possibility to go. Like if you're doing this run to Boston, there's a good possibility to get it. At least, and they're first come first serve, right? So, I just was very surprised that he just kind of gave out a whole bag to the cat. Right? He said it's cool you got a cat, and he's like, here for the kitty. I like the cat. It's cool. Nice guy, right? I mean, they're always nice when they're there, though. But city's gone on long enough. There is some things I don't know if anybody's even watching to the point of this video. There are some other things that might be in the works though, later down the year. I'm just gonna see when it happens. It probably is gonna happen before the end of the year. Let's just say there's a high probability I will no longer be leased on to this company by the end of the year. We shall see. It all depends about cost. But anyways, you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.